Well, good morning. I guess it's good morning to me because it's about 11 o'clock on Monday morning, September 23rd. And the last video I did was August 11th. So it's been over a month. And like I said in the last video, a lot has happened. And I just want to first say, be prepared for your mind to be blown. In the last video, I told you about the challenges of adoption, and that Ava was out there for people, anybody really, to pursue after. And we received news that there was a family that has been pursuing Ava as well, was further along in the home study. They finished their home study. They were matched to her and wrote a letter of intent to go ahead and adopt her. Well, we just have believed that Ava's our daughter, and we're just waiting to see how God's going to orchestrate things for her to come home. And, like a good movie, everything always builds right up to the climax to then just kind of explode the top of your head with a wow factor and leave you wanting more and to hearing the story. And so I do have some really cool updates. First, I'll just begin by saying we've continued in the process with our home study, and we are actually done with the visitation part of it. And Marcia and I are just going through some of the classes that we have to take in order to complete this fully before we move forward. But we've always been waiting to see what God was going to do in the midst of this, really to create this clear pathway for us to adopt Ava. Well, I got some really, really great news. The family that was going to adopt Ava is no longer going to adopt Ava, which is phenomenal. But the really, really huge news that is going to prepare you for your minds to be blown is that our ability to adopt Ava specifically just became impossible. God is a God of miracles. And like I've said, and I'll continue to say, most of us want to see the miracles, but we don't want to be in a position where we have to receive a miracle because we really have to rely on God to be able to do this. And so with adoption, and any of you who have adopted know what I'm talking about, there is never a guarantee until that child is in your home and you've gone through the post-adoption visits and she or he is to live with you, and the adoption process is unpredictable. And so I'm not going to take too much time to explain what has happened, but essentially it really due to circumstances beyond our control, beyond the control of our adoption agency, Ava is no longer available to anybody in the United States. And she has to be adopted before she turns 14 in December, which means this window of opportunity is closing like this. But the circumstances actually created for it to be absolutely impossible to adopt Ava. Now, there are way too many things that, as a matter of fact, before I received the phone call with that information, about 3 hours earlier, Marcia sent me an email with 7 reasons why we believe that God has said that Ava is our daughter, and 7 circumstances. I'm not going to read them all to you, but there have been way too many circumstances to show that she's not, that she is our daughter and that we are to adopt this girl. So we have no idea. And I'm inviting you to continue on in this faith journey. I'm inviting you to pray about these things. We know that prayer moves the universe, moves the heavens, and we know that God's been at work from the beginning of the foundations of this existence here to create this situation so that the impossible will be shown through a miracle. So we ask that you would continue to pray. Marcia and I are going to continue to persevere to complete our home study because we believe that we're supposed to prepare our home for when we are to go and pick her up in China before December and bring her home before she ages out of the ability to be adopted internationally. We have no idea how this is going to take place. No clue. All we do know is that we believe she is our daughter and that we're going to someday in the very near future go pick her up, and we just need to be prepared. So we're going to continue to do our homework, complete the home study, We've actually went and ordered our passports already so that we can go when we're ready. It's just, we don't know when the battle will take place, but we just know that we need to be ready to go when it is, and have our home and everything prepared for her to be with us. So if you want to know more, I can share with you in person or over a phone call or whatever, just some of the more of the details. It's probably not worth spelling out all on this video, but we're free to share more details on a one-on-one conversation. Would love to have that with you, but just know good and well that that we're continuing in this process. And you know what? Even if Ava's not the one right now who's supposed to be with us, which is kind of silly for me to even say that, we just want you to know that we're going to continue in the process. And we know that there is a child that's to be in our home. And we truly believe that this child is Ava. So be prepared for your minds to be blown. And hopefully one of these next videos is when the skull comes off the top of your head. So thank you all for your prayers. We love you all, and we're excited to talk to you soon.